Hello everyone, I'm Jensen. Today is Tuesday, April 13th, and today we learned that the CDC and the FDA are recommending a pause in the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. But what does that even mean? Should we be concerned, and what happens next? I have all the information you need to know to get in the loop tonight. So first, if this is all news to you, let me get you up to speed. Basically, the US is recommending a pause of the single-dose Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine to investigate reports of potentially dangerous blood clots. The CDC and FDA said today they were investigating unusual clots that occurred 6 to 13 days after vaccination. These clots were found in veins that drain blood from the brain and occurred together with low platelets. All 6 cases were in women between the ages of 18 and 48, and there has been 1 death. Now, it is important to note, though, that these cases are just 6 out of more than 6.8 million doses of the J&J vaccine that have been given in the United States, and the vast majority have reported no or mild side effects.
The bottom line is that these cases appear to be extremely rare, and the fact that the CDC and the FDA have raised concerns and pushed the pause button on the basis of these 6 cases should give Ohioans great confidence in not only the priority that is being placed on vaccine safety, but also the reliability and transparency of the CDC's and FDA's safety monitoring system.
Okay, so now that we know what's happening, what does this pause actually mean? Well, U.S. health authorities noted that when these clots occur with low platelet count, as seen in these 6 cases, a typical clot treatment could actually do more harm. So basically, this is just pumping the brakes so officials can investigate and let healthcare providers know specific things they should be on the lookout for.
It really allows both the FDA and the CDC to further investigate these cases to try and understand some of the mechanisms of what it is, some more details about the history of the individuals who were involved that might shed some light on looking forward, what will happen and what we will do. That's the first thing.
And this is expected to be a short break for the J&J vaccine, likely just a matter of days. In that time, a CDC committee will meet to discuss these 6 cases, and the FDA will be investigating what specifically may have caused these clots and low platelet counts.
If they find some common denominators among the women who were involved that might be synergizing and essentially enabling this type of an adverse event, they may know that for those who don't have that, it may be much safer.
So if you're like me and you got the Johnson & Johnson shot and you're just wondering what you should be looking out for, experts say the first thing you should think about is when you got the vaccine. If you got it more than a month ago, you're at low risk. But if it's been somewhere between 1 to 3 weeks, keep an eye out for symptoms like a severe headache, abdominal pain, leg pain, and shortness of breath. If you experience these symptoms after getting the J&J vaccine, you should contact your healthcare provider and seek medical treatment. But it's important to note that these symptoms are different from the mild flu-like symptoms, fever, and so forth that many people experience in the couple days after receipt of the vaccine.
Don't get an anxiety reaction because remember, it's less than 1 in a million. However, having said that, pay attention.
So what if you already have an appointment to get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine? Well, it really all depends on where exactly you're scheduled. Appointments at the Lucas County Rec Center went on as usual today, for example, but instead of the J&J shot, they swapped it out for a first dose of Moderna. The Fostoria Seneca County Mobile Clinic will be doing the same thing. UT will be carrying on with doses of Pfizer, but BGSU and the University of Findlay just took all J&J appointments right off the calendar. For a list of all impacted Northwest Ohio vaccine spots, check out the link in the description of this video. And what does this mean for the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines? Moderna and Pfizer, which make up the vast majority of COVID-19 shots administered in the U.S., aren't affected by the J&J pause, and there have been no reports of this possible issue related to those 2-dose vaccines. Pfizer and Moderna are pretty different from the J&J shot. The Moderna and Pfizer vaccines both require 2 shots, while the Johnson & Johnson vaccine requires only 1. The first 2 vaccines must be stored at super cold temperatures, while the Johnson & Johnson vaccine does not. Studies show the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines are about 95% effective in preventing coronavirus. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is just about 66% effective. But trials show all 3 vaccines reduce the rate of COVID-19 hospitalization and death by 100%. So, what happens next? Well, tomorrow, the CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices will meet to discuss the case, which is open to the public. We will likely then learn even more details about these instances, what doctors have learned over the last 24 hours, and what's left for them to find out.
The Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices will be convening tomorrow to review the available data and provide further guidance and advice regarding Johnson & Johnson.
And of course, we will keep you updated on air and online every step of the way. But that is all I have for you today. If you liked this video, hit that like button and of course subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Jensen, and now you're in the loop.